Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome into the building, okay? It is Trending Topics Tuesday. We got some stuff to talk about. Yes, we do. Apology required. Now, we're going to be the judge over here on whether or not people owe some other people an apology. Yeah, Lori Harvey's on the docket because one of her exes is out there running his mouth talking about he slept with Lori. Did they not get the memo? Do we need to resend the memo? The memo is you do not kiss and tell. I can't stand people want to kiss and tell. Don't be in these streets telling my business. You messy. Do not tell my business. All right, we was together way back when. Shut up. Everybody ain't got to know. And don't write a book telling my business either. Change the name. This girl I met a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. She may have a podcast now. Do some subliminals. Don't say my name. Don't be kissing and telling. Messy. Give me an apology. Apology required, okay? Then we got Jonathan Majors. I don't. This whole situation is a mess. It's a hot mess. Did he put his hands on the girl? Did he not put his hands on the girl? Is she going to be charged with putting her hands on her? It's a mess. It's a mess. But we got some new video footage. And we need to know. Come on, up next, apology tour. You better talk about it, Felicia. Does somebody owe Jonathan Majors an apology? And let me tell you this. If I was Jonathan, and at the end of the day, it comes out that I was innocent in this situation, every last one of those actors that turned their back on me, don't say nothing to me. Don't be up in my face right now. Oh, shoot, Lizzie, you right. Megan's man. All right. I got to say Megan's man. You ain't lying. And you know Megan, well, I'm not going to, okay, no. Let me stay focused. Apology required. Now, listen, we're going to talk about Tyrese's ex-wife, okay? And listen, I know Tyrese is always crying wolf. He is. But was he right in this situation? Now his wife going to do an interview talking about, oh, so many people was in my ear. If they wasn't in my ear, I would have never left him. Girl, no. See, people kill me. They always think the grass is greener on the other side. Now, Tyrese may be a little off in the head, but Tyrese got him a little bit of money. So now she not in that mansion. She probably don't have the housekeeper, the chef, getting on no private jet. And now she's sitting back thinking, man, why did I leave him? Girl, get out of here. So you know what? Does she owe Tyrese an apology? Apology required. That's what tonight's Trending Topics is about. Now listen, guys. Y'all know what I need? Because I'm about to board this train. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Trending Topics Tuesday. And we're about to board this train because the people are waiting on the platform to get in the building. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Happy
Tuesday, Diva. Hey, what's going on?
Chanel G's in the building. Come on now. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Diva. I told you so.
Oh, shoot. Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Hey, Denzel.
Hey, Diva. Hey, everybody. Let's get into it.
Diva.
Hey. Now you want to do I told you so. Well, you know what, Sebastian, I ain't mad at you because I like to put it in people's face too when I told them something. I know that's right, but we're going to see. Okay? We're going to talk about it. You know what? Who do I want to start with? You know what? Let's start with this Jonathan Majors. You know, Jonathan Majors went through a lot. He lost a lot. And let me tell you one thing about your reputation. Once somebody drags your reputation through the mud, it is really hard to bring it back up. Because you know, when they dragging you, everybody's screaming it over the rooftops. Hey, you heard what he did? You heard what he did? But if you get off or potentially get off, nobody's screaming that loud and clear. Now, I was on the fence with this Jonathan thing. I saw some evidence. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He looks real guilty. Then I heard some other stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Then I heard some stuff about his past, and I went back on the other side of the fence and said he's messy. And I still say, why did nobody come stand by his side? I accept Megan Good. Maybe because she knew. I don't know. But let me show you this latest video that everybody mute, please.
I'm sorry, Diva.
That's fine. So let me bring up this latest video where, you know, Jonathan Major's team said that the prosecution had this evidence and they did give it to them in discovery and they buried it under hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of papers. Okay. This chick claims she was beat up, beat down by Jonathan, fingers broke, you know, lacerations on her face, on her ear, and all kind of stuff. And now there's a video that appears, and it's supposed to be the time period of the video is supposed to be after the beatdown, but she's not looking beat down. Let me share this screen. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? Now there's rumors that she's supposed to be charged with assault. I don't know if that happened or is going to happen. Let's see. Let's listen to this here. And that's her coming out of this building.
Keep going. What do you want? No way. You can call him. You want to call him? It makes you feel better. I know. Why you do? Why you the guy that likes to?
Thanks, okay? No, basically, I just had to run out of the car. Seems like a lie. No.
Well, what's funny is,
My boyfriend, we were in the Can I get you in the car? I don't want to leave you because we're about to get in our car. Can I help you get a car? Okay. I know where I live. So I live in Avenue. Okay, let's get you. I ran out of town because I started texting my mom and saying, I'm so busy kissing you. And I was like,
Alright, fair game, girlie.
ran off.
Let's get you home. Call me or get you an Uber. No. No, hold on. I'm gonna hail you a cab, and we're gonna have anything to pay with it. No.
Wait, look, I never walk. I
It's a lot of money.
I saw. I'm gonna pretend that I
You guys have the best store, man.
I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed. Me too.
I'm a guy. I mean, my girlfriend's my sister.
Anyone call?
I don't have to have you can see it.
Yeah, give me your gun, I'll give you
You
the
don't need money. I'm great.
You can lie with me, because everything I have is in fucking time. Like, not off.
It was $13 if I'm ever homeless in like 5 years. Yeah, you owe me
We can't leave this girl. No,
We'll take her adult. We'll take her adult.
We got it. I have a card here too. Should I cancel it? No, I'm not gonna put. You guys, I'm so sorry. No, I don't know what to do. No, I simply will not.
You're fine. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna get where you need to be.
He ran, like, and then it was like, he was
Okay, then you have to put that on him. That's his fault.
There he goes. He's coming. He's passing by her.
Bro.
As she goes after him.
Chloe.
And she went dancing with them, was perfect strangers later on that night. Okay, I'm going to attach this article. I ain't reading this whole article, okay? Okay, so let's just go back up here. So Jonathan Majors assault case. Grace Jabari appears unharmed in exclusive video. Marvel star says DA hid. They hid this video. There you go. He walks by her. He pays her dust and he keeps going. And then she goes after him. Lawyers for the Marvel star, Jonathan Majors, have sent the judge in his Manhattan domestic violence case new video they say shows his ex-girlfriend unharmed just 8 minutes after he allegedly hit her. The sidewalk security camera video obtained by Inside and described as significant by Major's legal team offers the clearest images yet of accuser Grace Jabari soon after she and the King the Conqueror actor fought on Chinatown Street corner back in March. The clip shows her sobbing, pacing woman using her right hand to hold a cell phone, to put on and take off a heavy coat, and to put her long hair in and out of a bun. This despite the fractured middle finger prosecutors allege Majors had just caused her by twisting that hand. Major is also accused of slapping Jabari in the head hard enough to cut and bloody her ear, but no such injury is evident in the new video, which captured her conversation with a trio of strangers outside a Soho luxury condo building. The video is a key exhibit in the defense lawyer's latest effort to get the career-threatening misdemeanor case thrown out of court, this time on the argument that prosecutors allegedly hid evidence that helped clear the Disney actor. Rather than flagging the video as state evidence law requires, prosecutors sat on the video for almost 4 months and then buried it in over 2 terabytes of discovery turned over only last month. Defense lawyer for Jonathan Majors said in her request that the case should be thrown out. Jabari, 30, is a London-based movement coach who met Majors, 33, on the set of this year's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. She can be heard in the March 25th video telling the 3 strangers that she is Majors' girlfriend. No way, one of the men responds, and that she left her phone and purse in their car after they fought and the actor ran off. Ms. Jabari was not only completely unharmed, but was describing what just had happened by repeatedly insisting that Major had texts from another woman on his phone and making no reference to suffering physical violence of any sort. Major's lawyer said in the court papers, Majors makes a brief appearance at the end of the clip as the trio offers Jabari cab money and the use of their cell phones. In a non-speaking cameo, Majors, who is himself looking for the driver, says nothing as he walks past the group on the sidewalk, ignoring Jabari as she asks, "Where's my bag?" "It's in the car." The clip ends with Jabari and the 3 strangers following Majors out of shot. Before parting ways for the night, Jabari and Majors would fight for another 5 minutes, though always in the presence of security cameras and eyewitnesses, including the 3 strangers and the driver, the defense says. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to continue reading all that. Okay. This is a whole hot mess. The court date is tomorrow. We're going to see how this thing pans out. It's messy. I don't know. Is an apology required, Leo? What's going on here?
Girl, your guess is as good as mine, child. I just, you know what? Because I read the court docket for tomorrow, and they're not bringing up any of these claims. So I'm not saying what it makes me feel like this is about. This relationship has been toxic and volatile like the whole time.
100%.
The whole time. So who knows who's telling the truth? As far as we got to remember that the court of law is based upon evidence. Now we can have our own public opinion about what's going on, but it's all going to come down to what's displayed in the court of law tomorrow. That's what it's all based on. And I also have this question of what is Megan Good? How does she, you know, she's a part of this too. I just don't know how she's a part of this. Like, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to make like he really into the girls? And so why would she even sign up for this if this is not even a real relationship? I don't even see them traveling in any circles that are the same. And now they like all the way together and she going to court with him. And I just when you put it all together, I cannot figure out for the life of me what these people are doing.
It's messy. I do believe they had a volatile relationship. Shirley said in Variety magazine, they said in 2022 in London, there was another incident allegedly where there was DV by him, and you know, she was hospitalized.
And that's a part of the court case. That's a part of the docket that's going to be, you know, read tomorrow is about that court case in London. And like I'm gonna keep my powder dry. I just am, from what they're presenting, the case that the prosecution is presenting, it sounds like to me they got a really good case. It doesn't, but it doesn't negate the fact that there is defense. And I feel like his defense may be bringing upon a strong case as well.
Here's the thing with the DA. If your case is so strong, why hide that one piece of evidence when you got perhaps the records from the hospital stay in London and you got other evidence that, you know, there was a pattern with him? Why hide that video? I don't know. But like you said, time will tell. Felicia, what are your thoughts?
Well, good evening, everybody. So thank you, Leo, because, you know, I'm going to be right there on the fence with Leo. There's a lot that has been said and a lot that's been shared, but we've yet to get the truth.
Yes.
And hopefully, I understand tomorrow is just a pre-trial hearing. So I believe Leo's absolutely correct. What Jonathan is probably hoping for is that it's going to get thrown out. And what Ms. Jabari is hoping for is that she's not going to get charged. I think it's going to come down to who has what resources and connections down there at the court. Watching that video, I'm still a little foggy here, Diva. Maybe you can help me out here. So they had a shake 'em up, rock 'em and rolling in a taxi. I don't understand why she's outside. Didn't she allegedly go in an ambulance? Was this afterwards that she went?
No. She didn't present herself until way later to the police. And I think after she went to the police, that's when she went to the hospital or the ambulance or whatever with her situation. So they're saying that after she allegedly said there was this beat down by him, she still went partying. So there was always a clip. We didn't see this clip before, but there was a clip out there for a long time of her dancing with these strangers that she met. Okay, she went partying with these strangers she met, and they was always saying that clip of her partying with the strangers happened after the alleged incident, And there was no, yes, thank you, Hazel. It was the next day when she presented herself with these injuries, went to the cop and said he did this to me whatsoever. So that, yes, you remember that clip, Sebastian? So they always said, and remember, his lawyers had said from the beginning, but they never released it. We was waiting for the big aha moment where they kept saying they had evidence. And we all kept saying, why is this driver not speaking? There were so many missing pieces that we were not getting. But I will say this, there was always a little clip out there of her in a club partying, and this was allegedly supposed to be after he did whatever he did to her. And they were saying, well, who goes to partying with, a thing around their neck, scratches on their ear, a busted up forehead, and a broken finger?
Okay, so this clip you showed us tonight is after they have this altercation, and it's in the cab, and they pull up in front of this place, and she's telling these strangers that this thing has happened, that her boyfriend got her wallet, her phone, or whatever.
Right.
And then when the alleged boyfriend is going by, the mayonnaise man that don't know nobody from nobody is supposed to be running after him to go do something, and then she goes behind him. And then I guess they all decide they're going to the party together. And then she goes back to the apartment that they shared together, which when Jonathan gets home, he sees her passed out in the closet in her own vomit, and he dials the 911. So, okay, I got it. So based on that piece of video footage, I don't think it looks good for her. And why do I say that? Because she went to follow her alleged assailant. I didn't see a police car. I didn't see blood. I didn't see somebody saying, gee, girl, your face is all busted up, girl. What happened? Your clothes weren't ripped, nothing like that. So this piece of footage would work to his advantage, in my opinion. As far as Mr. Bari explains why she's trying to get medical records from London, because she's trying to prove or display that there's some kind of pattern here, because this video is now unburied from all these thousands of pages. And so she's got to find something to counteract that. But I stand with Leo. We'll wait. We'll see.
Yeah. Savannah, your thoughts?
And I agree with Miss Felicia and Leo, and here's why I say that. One case that had me captured early this year was the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case as well. I mean, I was addicted to that case. One, because it happened in my neighborhood. The trial was going on here in my city, and I am also a big Johnny Depp fan, and I happened to get the transcripts online and read them and studied them line by line. And Johnny said, when asked what did he lose, and he said he lost. Right, Sebastian? I actually did get my sangria ready when I read Diva's title. And what did he lose? He said he stated he lost nothing short of everything. And I think that actually fits Jonathan Majors, because he was definitely on the rise in his career when this incident occurred. And I, like Miss Felicia, studied the young ladies, the movements, when this video surfaced, from her playing with her hair several times with her finger. I definitely the slow motion, and how she constantly, her interactions, and saying so. Jonathan has a strong case because he did lose a lot. He was the campaign for, he was the face for the campaign for the Army. It was a multi-million-dollar contract. And the government had to pull back with the allegations of physical aid there. So I know we had to pull back on a lot of that, of the advertisement there when that came out. So I'm interested to see, and definitely will let the process play out. But I agree with the Felicia and Leo. But he does have a strong case here.
Dustin, your thoughts?
I'm just gonna start saying I think Jonathan Majors is going to win it, and we're gonna see what happens in court tomorrow because I think he has a very strong case, David, and he's gonna win this case. And if he does, I'm gonna say hallelujah, praise the Lord.
Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Sebastian, your thoughts?
Diva, and everyone here tonight. Just type in Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, Jonathan Majors, and you'll find all the videos. I never believed this heifer from the beginning. I never did. Smoke didn't at first, then Smoke was on the fence, and then everyone was on the fence except me when his PR team dropped him. But I was like, no, this thing just does not add up to me. It is not making sense to me. I don't understand how this all just happened. And then when that clip of her in the club right after some alleged attack, she was completely fine at said club, and everyone was like, oh, why hasn't the attorneys released their evidence? They say they have good footage from the cab, because that's what I remember reading, that in the cab, because a lot of cabs in New York City have cameras inside them just in case if anything happens. And they were always saying they had footage, but they were never releasing it. And you know what? Maybe it will be released tomorrow at that court hearing. Maybe it will be released that this heifer raised her hands and put it on this man, this innocent black man black men always have to be dragged by people, and people were dragging him because he was not with a sister. But still, it does not matter. Because at the end of the day, I always saw this man as innocent because we live in the United States and you are innocent till proven guilty. And I want to say on behalf of everyone who is dragging him and putting him down, even the U.S. Army, Marvel, shame on all of you. Well, no, I'm not going to say shame on y'all, but shame on everyone who believed that this situation was happening. Who believed this? I never did, and I'm so glad. The 4 most beautiful words from the English language is "I told you so."
As long as
Sebastian,
you can
is this one of the
when
women that you told the black men to run to? Is this one of the women that you told the black men to run to the other day?
Oh,
Well, this one was in the States. That's different.
Oh,
Woo,
okay,
woo, woo.
but I just wanted this one. Okay.
So hold on one second. Everybody's trying to tell me to go to the Variety magazine article. I read it. Here's the thing. The prosecutors are saying they got their set of details and information. And listen, I did like Sebastian said, go to my channel, type in Jonathan Majors, and a whole bunch of videos are gonna come up, right? So I know about his past that they talk about. And I think I said it before when I did a Jonathan Majors video. Here's the deal. Because I robbed 13 banks, when the news does a report saying that the 14th bank was robbed, that don't mean it was me. You got to prove it was me. So I'm not going to disagree to perhaps what he has done in the past, because a lot of people outside of this particular female says he has a past. I can't confirm or deny that past. But when we're talking about this incident right here, We got to talk about this incident right here, because they said they looking for the London police report. You can get the London police report where perhaps maybe he did do something to her. I ain't going to deny maybe he did. But the question at hand is, did he do this thing right here this time? And I do believe, like Leo said and many others, these two had a volatile relationship. Because you sitting there crying to strangers, they hugging you, they trying to Venmo you money, trying to get you a cab, allowing you to use a phone, so forth and so on. But the minute this man walked by, and usually, I'm not saying always, usually when you have a person, when they get down like that, when he walked by her, then he would have been like right there in her face, like giving her some more heat and smoke. I'm not saying always, but usually when couples are like that, that's how they get down. But he walked by, paid her dust, and she ran after him. I'm just saying. In my opinion, I'm coming to you.
I feel like this is the case where we find somebody and they feel like, hey, we're gonna do what we got to do to make sure this person goes down. And I think this has been rolling for a while, because if you got evidence that for definite that this lady was, somehow, essayed, you wouldn't need to go find records from London. You wouldn't need to go ask the college people to come testify about his past and previous. You wouldn't need to do all that. You wouldn't have to bury the evidence that you find. Like a good prosecutor can get it on the evidence and the facts of the case. I don't want to see his past being prosecuted, because he's not on trial for his past.
Come on now.
He's on trial for this case. And what we cannot do is sit here and let our brothers and sisters go down for something that is not their fault, because we done seen it happen plenty of times. All our prison systems are filled with black and brown people. Some innocent and some guilty. But we just can't throw the book at them just because somebody else deemed them guilty, or because you don't like them, or because you feel like they're a menace to society. Like, we have to be just. That's why the justice system was there, supposed to protect us and be just. And I feel like this prosecutor, whoever she is, she has a real heavy burden for him. And she's going to do anything in her power to find evidence to find him guilty. And we need the justice system to work and make sure that it is a just process and that he is served the justice that he deserves.
You better talk that talk. Who am I up to? Aces, you're up.
I agree. I don't think that, he should be lambasted for the things that he did, especially while he was in college, right? Like, people make mistakes when they're younger. And I don't believe her, especially, that video footage. I think that's what's going to be the smoking gun. I'm really glad that they had it. I think that she did that as a power play. The whole, crying, the tears. They did a whole expose about certain demographics of people can turn them on, turn them off, just like that. I do feel bad for him, because if it does come out that he is exonerated in all of this, then his reputation is like you said, is ruined. I mean, he's, lost his management company. He's, been dropped by his agents. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow, but I don't know. I feel like, this young woman did not have his best interest at heart. She might have been acting out of jealousy because he was such, a star on the rise. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the updates are, what's going to happen.
I'm curious too. This is a lot. He already lost a lot. It's very messy. And listen, just even if this was a regular relationship, when I say regular, where it means he was not known, right?
Yeah.
You in the car with your man, and he texting somebody, you like, yo, who that? I see how this thing went down. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but at the same time,
that video, yeah, I'm not saying this right, but I'm saying, and she said in that video, it's something about some other girl.
No, I hear all that. My thing is, if she was that upset, heartbroken, dismayed, then she wouldn't have been, taking his credit card and going to the club and being like Blue Cantrell, oops, you know what I'm saying? Like she was partying it up. Her finger was supposed to be broke. She was all in her hair. She was, getting shots with the people at the bar and stuff. It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
It was messy.
Messy.
But for that piece of it, and listen, I ain't saying what's right. I'm just saying for that piece of it, I think it has a lot to do with Leo saying these two was in a volatile relationship.
Absolutely.
Doing the most the whole time.
The most with the least.
That part. And she took it way to the next level when she went to, because I think when he was ignoring her,
it was a power play.
It was a power
play.
Yeah. Chanel, you're up.
Listen, okay, go get the fire station, people, the fire extinguisher. I'm just about to rock the boat just slightly, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't really know this guy, but I've heard about him, I think, through your channel previously. Mm-hmm. So this is my perspective. If it doesn't add up, there's a lie somewhere. So I'll give him that grace that, it doesn't sound like it's adding up. However, I feel like, to the people who are like, oh, we don't need to be going to get evidence if if what she's saying is true, this, that, and the third. The reason that to me is 100% ludicrous is I'm firing my attorney if he does not go and dig up whatever is going on with this person's past and present that to court. You're my attorney. That's your responsibility. Mm-hmm. What is the point of the court process if you're not going to go get everything this person has ever done, including killing the cat when he was 5 years old, to present them to present them as a person that, well, really, you just want them to look negative. You want them to look poor. You don't want them to look like this outstanding person that I guess on some level he is because he's in Marvel movies or whatever the case may be. So I don't think that's a logical standpoint to say, well, why would they have to go and pull up this person's past? That's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go after the person's credibility 101, in my opinion. If I was in law school, I would think that that's what you would teach them. And if my attorney didn't do that, then yeah, I'm firing you. But I do believe that, okay, so this is me being tongue in cheek, but I do think, like, you guys have said a few times about I guess he walked past her or whatever, and he wasn't studying her or wasn't paying her no attention. And then she decided to go attack him or ran after him or whatever the case may be. I feel like I probably wouldn't do this because I'm not going to fight somebody. I'm probably going to lose the fight. But I just feel like maybe she had her liquid courage, maybe she was just like, oh yeah, oh, he pissed me off. I didn't get to get him and ran after him. Then I've seen that happen. And it's like, well, if he already beat you up, why are you trying him again? I'm just saying, if she was under the influence, maybe that's why she decided that, she had superhero strength to go after him. But what I will say is the Johnny Depp case, I forget that one lady that you guys were talking about earlier. I do think that is very eye-opening because I'm usually on the side of victims like 99.9% of the time. But that lady definitely, to me, did the absolute most, and I'm glad that she was found out to be the fraudulent liar that she, clearly is. This lady, I'm not 100% sure. Something she's saying is a lie. And I do think that there's probably, both people probably have problematic behavior from their past. So if she's a person to run up on somebody and hit them, this time she probably has done it in the past. So it's kind of like the prosecutors, I'm assuming, is on her side, are the people that are going to go make their case against him, and the defense is going to make their case to destroy her credibility too. So I'm just like, if you've done something, you probably should shut up, especially if you've done something that you're trying to send someone else to jail or, sue them or whatever the case may be. If you've done that in your past, it's going to come to the light. So you might want to just shut the hell up. But that's just my opinion. And then, Diva, just one other thing. I know you were saying earlier about, she's, probably ruined this man's career or his reputation and things like that. I do think that's true. And it's very difficult to recover once someone has attacked you in that way, especially when there's like physical assault. I'm sorry, PA or whatever it is that's involved. It's hard for people to come back from that because that's what's going to stick to the wall. People will believe a lie way before they believe the truth any day of the week. And since it's on the World Wide Web, it's always going to be there. Every time someone pulls up his name. But that being said, I do think that we do live in a society that is very forgiving in the sense of like, we like to see a comeback story. So it sounds like to me, if he's not in the wrong and he didn't attack her or didn't do whatever it is she's accusing him of doing, then he's going to be back on top. That's it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Denzel, your thoughts?
Well, this is a mess. And excuse me. I don't. For me, I don't believe her. I think she lied, and I think he's innocent. And in that video, I'm glad you showed that video, Diva. It looked like okay, she was when he went past her, he didn't say anything. He didn't assault her. But why does she chasing after him like that? That to me, that didn't make any sense. And he lost a lot because of her. So it's a hot mess, and she's a fool. And I'm curious what to see tomorrow. What happens too? So that's it, and that's all.
Thank you, Denzel. No, we gonna stay close to the street.
Hey, Diva.
Yes.
And I also want to add something. Keep in mind that this man had scratches on his face. He showed where his buttons was ripped off his jacket. He also showed where his shirts was ripped. So for him, he got the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? Now they trying to find evidence saying she had all this stuff on him. But what about him? This man had all that stuff done on him, and it's in that article as well. So.
And Miss Diva,
go ahead.
And can I add, like, how do you right the wrongs of an accusation such as that? Especially when you take into account, and you have to take into account race, and this young man was poised to be the next Chadwick Boseman, because we just had lost Chadwick Boseman and all the greatness that he was to be, and he was again in Marvel universe that coming up as the next superhero for all young Black and brown children. And then all again the military, he was being used in the government as the face of a campaign, and then these accusations came out, and he lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. So how do you right a wrong? So I don't think he can ever recover from that. He's lost a lot.
Yeah, he is an amazing actor. Now listen, like I said, I don't necessarily say there's total, clean slate innocence there, but amazing actor, definitely was on the rise. At the peak, his bubble was just about to burst, so to speak. Okay, because they was doing it, and it's not easy to be in Marvel. It's not easy to be in that Marvel family, and not only in the family, but having a whole character and get ready to do a whole movie based on your character, King the Conqueror. And listen, this man slayed it in Creed 3. He slayed it in what is it, the Wasp, whatever. This man acts. And he had deal after deal after deal after deal already lined up, and boom, that situation happened. I don't know how this thing is going to pan out tomorrow. And listen, let me be clear. If he's guilty, then he needs to be guilty, found guilty, whatever. But a lot of things, 1 and 1 right now is not equaling 2 for me. Before I move from this Jonathan Major story, because we'll get more information on this tomorrow, Anybody else want any last words on this particular story?
I want to say this real quickly, very quickly. Also, the thing is, I feel as if this news of the accusation possibly being false due to the new evidence that was discovered under 2 terabytes, which is 2,000 gigabytes for those who don't know, which means the iPhone 256, almost 10
We know
times
what a
of it
terabyte is.
could give you that. This is very problematic to see how no one's really covering this situation of this new video. It's very problematic. And this is why I always say I cannot believe victims first, because when you believe the victim first, there are instances where people get harmed. There are instances where people's reputations get harmed. People's lives get unalived. When we believe victims first, Emmett Till got unalived. When we believe victims first, we cannot believe victims first. We have to wait till we see evidence of everything and all. Then we can make a conclusion of what happened. And I don't even think he's ever going to get that army video thing anymore, because they don't want to be pushed with that narrative of having someone who, well, if he's exonerated, they would not do that, because they don't want to be with that. They don't want to be with the A-ing. This is just completely, what's her name? What's this girl's name? Grace Jabbar. Grace Jabbar needs to go back over the Atlantic, stay in her London, wherever she is in, and she may go to jail too, so we don't know. But she needs to. I'm not with this BS. I'm not with this
messy.
BS.
It's messy. Let's move on. We wish you well, Jonathan, and tomorrow we shall see, what the deal is. We'll know a little bit more details on it, so we'll do a small update tomorrow. Let me go on. Yes.
I want to say that I agree with Sebastian tonight, and I hope that he's innocent to proven guilty.
Yeah. Thank you, Dustin. All right, so let's move on to this Lori Harvey story. Can somebody resend the memo? You don't kiss and tell. That's just disrespectful. It's messy. So, Lori Harvey is being Lori Harvey, and she has the right to be Lori Harvey. Okay? And so this Prince Michael, he wants to apologize to her, saying, he's sorry, not sorry, for spilling the beans about when they had their little rendezvous. So Love and Hip Hop Miami's Prince Michael, he's sorry for spilling Lori Harvey bedroom deeds. He said, but it's my truth. So what is your truth? Your truth involves me. Shut your mouth. So Love and Hip Hop Miami star Prince Michael is apologizing for his explicit and public deep dive into his past relationship with Lori Harvey. But he sounds very sorry, not sorry. The outspoken reality star went into graphic. Now, see, that's messy. Detail on the We in Miami podcast earlier this week, sharing details like how he and Lori would Uber to each other's places for you know what. And he claims they never use any protection. You are messy boots. Was all that necessary? He's a mess.
What celebrities you smashed?
I'm probably gonna get some shit for this, but Lori Harvey.
Oh, Lori Harvey.
It wasn't like a smash though. Like it was like I was really like with her. She was really with me. But she would Uber to like my place on the beach, and come out with me and stay with me some nights.
Was it good?
Phenomenal. And this is before she got like thin. I was with thick Lori. Yeah. She wasn't thin like she is now. I prefer the old Lori, honestly.
Did you go raw?
Yeah. Oh shit! She was very, very conscientious. I'm not gonna lie to you. One time,
he a clown. He is a full clown.
I was like so on it, like
she be looking around for a camera and everything.
Yo, she was so on it. Damn, son. Honestly, what ended up happening was I don't really know how to like lead people, so I always get left. I had someone that I was dealing with,
Right.
And I loved her. I really, 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 really like Lori, but I'm not the type of kid to kind of like just for someone because what they could do for me. Because obviously that'd be lit. Like, oh my god, the Lori Harvey. But I was very insecure too. Like, she told me like her ex was like Tyga and all this like crazy shit. All the things that she. I'm like, you fucking with me? Like,
Right.
I can't do it for you. So I kind of like sabotaged it, but like purposely because like I had something going on and I didn't know how to just like be real.
It was rumors about you and Sweetie.
Oh,
Sweetie's mother.
Mom, Trinidad. Oh shit!
Did you smash Sweetie's mom?
I remember that. Oh
Yeah.
It's interesting. Her fucking husband ended up DMing me.
Mm.
I hope you're happy. You ruined the family. I made sure she had a great time.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
You serviced her.
I call it the Prince experience.
He's a creep. Prince claims these tyrants went down years ago when, as he puts it, Lori was thick, and he clearly misses that old thing. On the creepier side, he admitted to trying to secretly record one of their hookup sessions, but says there was no fooling Lori, who always suspected something. She was right. Prince also took joy in allegedly dismantling Sweetie's family. He claims he banged her mother and then got a DM from her husband accusing him of breaking up a happy home. Lori's currently dating Denson Idris and was linked to Quavo, Future, Michael B. Jordan, and Diddy in the past.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's her business. Some fans aren't amused by his bedroom tea. Instead, they're destroying Prince for making his past with Lori public knowledge. In his apology, he says he attempted to be funny with his responses, but admits to failing at that and blames his own insecurities for ruining things with Lori. Knowing half the battle, good luck with the rest. You know what? He's a mess. I think it was very disrespectful, out of pocket, out of line. He needs to shut up. And who Lori's been with and who she's going to be with in the future is her business alone. He should have shut his mouth. Don't kiss and tell. Leo, your thoughts?
I mean, I had to put my microphone on mute, girl, because look, this human has been waiting, anticipating in the bushes for his opportunity to put business, famous people that he's been with, name in the street. He been waiting for the opportunity. This thing here, where Denzel at? Trash. This is trash. He is a full clown. He a whole fool. And yeah, as far as Lori Harvey is concerned, I wish people would get off her back because she got 4 or 5 babies at her feet, talking about she need to be trying to get the child support from her baby daddies. She is single. She is not married. She is doing what they do. And the fact of the matter is that she has links to Hollywood elite.
Come on now.
She can do her Paris Hilton. Leave her alone.
That part. He's raggedy. And like you said, I believe you, Leo, he was waiting in the wings for somebody to ask him so he could tell that tea.
So he can drag those people so his name can be out here in these YouTube streets, in these X streets, and for the TikTok streets. But it's only going to be 5 or 6 minutes. It's not even going to be 15 minutes for this fool.
That part. And I honestly didn't even know him before I saw that.
Who did? And who would?
Did not. In that part. Felicia, your thoughts?
All right, so I'm gonna speak with intent here.
Okay.
And I want to speak to all of my younger brothers and sisters all the way in the back.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. When you choose a partner.
Come on, you talking.
Whether it be for a romantic reason, I feel like being intimate, I want to have sex, I just want to go to dinner, let's do the movies, let's take a vacation. Know who you're going with.
Well, you better, come on now, let me set up.
Know who you're going with.
Yeah, that's facts.
Now, what exactly am I saying? I don't believe this piece of trash over here. It reminds me of all the trash that I've had to encounter over life. Maybe she made out with him. Maybe she didn't. Maybe they did a little bit more than she did with somebody else. Maybe she didn't. But he put it out there for her to speak on him because she probably hasn't spoken to him in years.
Come on now.
Doesn't answer text. Doesn't make any reference to him whatsoever. There is no relationship. So he needed a minute, and he brought up some sorry past about when she was. Like, really? There's some people here in the chat and some folks on the panel who want to call her out for her choices. I'm going to stand with Leo. I don't know about her having any children out here that she on the social media asking for child support money.
Come on now.
I don't hear her out here saying, I need this, and that, and I can't get it. She's educated. She's graceful. She's talented. And what most people don't like, she's beautiful. She's beautiful to obtain. Too beautiful for many of us to get to the plastic surgeon to become.
Oh, shoot.
So stop trashing somebody. The choices they make when they want to be intimate.
Come on now.
I am so certain that Miss Harvey is so sorry that she was anywhere near that contaminant.
Come on.
The same way, I'm talking to the folks in the back.
Come on.
The same way you were when you looked back and said, oh my God, I can't believe I went out with
you better talk. Oh my God, you better talk.
So Sebastian, don't come run up on here now. I'm calling you out early.
Okay.
Remember who you are and who you may have engaged with that may not have been the best choice.
Come on now.
I'm done.
That you spoke. You spoke.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Savannah, your thoughts?
Miss Felicia, I do. I don't ever recall Lori being thick, and I don't even know who this young man is, and I don't even think they would run in the same circles. So why he's talking, or why he thinks he's relevant, or it's a shame that we're even having this conversation and he's on our topics this evening. So yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. Lori's a beautiful young lady, and who she dates is her business. I have nothing to say because he's irrelevant. I don't remember her being thick. I've always thought she's a beautiful young lady. She's not problematic. Always been well dressed, and not on anything. So I have actually nothing on this story because he's absolutely nothing to be commenting on this evening. So
God, thank you. I appreciate you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Okay, so this is a problematic little boy. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, he was called out on Zeus for being down low, and I'm pretty sure this is why this conversation came up. But you gotta be careful when you throwing somebody else's name out there in the streets, because here's the thing. He's claiming that this happened and she was Ubering to his house and he was Ubering to her house. But I never remember Lori posting you. I never remember her putting you out there. So while you claiming her and telling everybody how good she was, she ain't never claimed you. Where she claimed Michael B. Jordan, where she claimed everybody else. But I never seen her post a picture of you. She must never booed up with you. So you clout chasing off somebody else's name. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and sit down in your kindergarten class, get that milk from behind your ears, and learn how to be a real man.
That part.
Yes. Opinion. Yeah.
That part. and then to talk about the other one's mother, like that part. Dustin, you're up.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Diva?
Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I agree with, in my opinion, I'm agreeing with a lot of these panelists tonight. I have never seen Lori Harvey post a picture of this man in my life. This is the first time I ever heard anything about this certain person. So, what in my opinion said, I totally agree with. So stay out of it and let her live her life the way she wants to live it.
Thank you, Dustin. I agree with you. Tanya said people just don't like Lori because she has dated men with money and hasn't all types of babies with different men like they thought she would. She's no different than any other racist who told to date for dollars. You better talk. She can do what she wants to do. Okay. Sebastian, your thoughts?
I'm so glad you came on to me now. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
I hold the opinion differently than a lot of people on the panel. Prince Michael Hardy, I very much know who he is. A lot of people do know who he is because he's a very huge event promoter in Miami who's done like these huge events for very big rappers. He has every right to say who he's had encounters with. Because last time I checked, an encounter has 2 adults involved in it. There's 2 people involved. And you can definitely say who you were with unless you signed a contract. Unless you signed something. He has every right to say who he was with. The same way Britney Spears was out in these streets saying that she did this, she did that. A lot of people were hyping her up. Well, he has the right to say who he was with. This is his body. He engaged in these activities with someone else. And I know, Miss Felicia, I love you, but you did say something about me, and I should be wary about the encounters I've had. And well, I can say this: I've had an encounter, just one. I can count that on my hand, just one. But the thing is, when you start having multiple encounters, that it can go off both hands, and I'm being very generous, off both hands, and it's starting to go higher, and it's now in the double digits. It's very problematic. It's very problematic. And I know some people want to say it's lame to kiss and tell. Oh, that's crazy. It's lame to kiss and tell. Well, it's lame to be out and about in these streets, especially unprotected. And he's wrong too, and she is wrong too. I 100% say this. If you want to have fun like that, however you want, okay, do that. You can 100% do that. But everything that you do will come back to you one day and will be said if someone is asked. She is definitely allowed to date. Well, that's the thing. We don't date any. The thing is, the situation, we are in a society where people are quick to clash genitals with each other instead of actually getting to know the person emotionally, mentally. Everyone is just quick to just clash genitals. So therefore, we can very much have this conversation. He can very much say whatever he wants to say. However, that is his body. Last time I checked, when a lot of these women say who they had encounters with, say who they dated, say who they've kissed, say
and they trash too.
No, they're trash too. Okay, I'm glad you said that, but I don't see that same reaction. I don't see that reaction.
People have trash. What's her name? What is that video vixen?
I have not seen
that. Corinne Steffens.
I have not seen that much energy, but when it's him, Prince Michael, we have to drag him because he said that he's been with Lori and that he actually
I don't even know who this
liked
fool
her.
is. So
well, Sebastian, let's put all your tea out there and see how you feel about somebody talking about who you done laid down with and who you done had sex with.
And Prince, whoever, I don't know who this fool is. This is just I just learned who he was today.
It was just one person. She's very much alive. She's very much well. It was just one person, and we're still good friends. So It was just one person. I can gladly say that my body count is uno. I'm not ashamed to say that. It is uno.
How old are you, 2?
No. Hold on, Leo. Hold on. But see, here's the thing, Sebastian. Whether somebody's body count is 1, 2, 10, 100, 500.
Oh no, that's
why
problematic.
do you have to have judgment either way, right? A body count is a body count. If we want to keep it 100, right? And you have spoke many times on this panel about values. Nobody should have the body count until they have their husband or their wife or whatever they, you know what I'm trying to say? So a body count is a body count. But my thing is, would you be okay if your one that you are still friends with comes up and writes a book and tells every single thing that y'all did on your one encounter? Would you be okay with that?
I wouldn't have an issue with that because it was also her first encounter as well. So it wouldn't be a problem for me.
So you would be okay that she would go on with interview with all YouTubers everywhere, going around saying, you know, this what we did.
And it wasn't favorable to you because keep in mind, it was your first encounter and her first encounter. And I remember my first encounter and how we explain our first encounter is very different than how the man.
I wouldn't have an issue with that because, like, at the end of the day, it happened, and you can talk about your experiences in life, and he did that. I would have no issue with that.
Sebastian, I gotta let other people in the building, but maybe maybe this is not from your time period, but from when I was growing up, you do not kiss and tell. You can get yourself hurt in them streets by kissing and telling. Shut your mouth.
Well, you don't hop around too, so.
So what does it matter if somebody hopped around or if they was with one person? Even if you was with one person, why are you running your mouth? Why are you telling people our business? That's between us. That was an intimate moment between us. And I don't care if you was number 1, 10, 20, or 30. Why are you telling our business?
Women do it all the time. He can do whatever he wants.
No. That's
she
not
can
true.
Do it.
Because women are very insecure and they don't want their other girlfriends knowing what they dipping and doing on when it comes to the peen.
That's not true.
It's only so much.
Let me let other people in this conversation.
Sebastian,
but I think
you need to learn discretion and decorum.
That part.
You need to learn about discretion and decorum.
I agree with discretion.
And that's what your generation is lacking.
I agree discretion 100%. I agree with discretion and decorum. But the thing is, that was his experience as well. It wasn't just Lori's. So he can very much say how he felt, how he was. Why are we trying to invalidate this man's feelings?
Okay, because so we don't know. But wait, Diva, we don't know if this is true. We haven't allowed Lori to respond, and I don't expect her to respond to the trash statement. That's the problem I'm having. Who here knows that to be true?
But he put it. But now he done put this out there. Let me say this. I gotta get the other.
Nobody.
Hold on one second, Dustin. Hold on one second. Emmanuel said, Diva, serious question. Do you think a man will respect a woman if she says 100 bodies versus one? Maybe that's why he was comfortable speaking. Well, let me say this to you, Emmanuel. A man, if he wants you, you could have had 300 bodies, and guess what? He still wants you. Did you not remember, or was you here when I did that video where that chick was on Shannon Sharp?
I was.
She said how many men she had, and Rick, what's his name? What is his name?
He went on Twitter.
Asked, can he be number whatever in front of the world? He didn't hide it behind the scenes. He didn't go up in her DM. He put it on Twitter and asked, can he be next? Let me tell you about men. Okay, the old lady here, 53 years old. If a man wants you, you can have 10 kids with 10 different baby daddies. If that man wants you, he's still gonna be with you, knowing you got them 10 kids and 10 baby daddies.
That's
and
right.
I promise you that. So here you go. When y'all say body count, who gets there? You don't even know if somebody giving you the real body count. You don't know. If you could roll up on somebody, they say one. How do you prove that there's not a one if you can't go and find anybody else that has proof they was physically with that person? How do you know? How do you know? So listen, all the time on a regular basis, the man kill me. They be up in the church marrying the girl who they think is so wholesome. And this is no disrespect, y'all. I'm just talking here. Meantime, that girl could have had 7 abortions. They don't know. And I ain't against nobody that had one. I'm talking to y'all right now. The man has no idea. But meantime, he wouldn't dare talk to the lady in the pew who got the 3 kids. How you know what you don't know? You only know what the person is telling you. And just because the person told you their body count is 2, that don't mean it's so. It could be true. It could not be true. But here's the thing. I'm not here to judge nobody's body count. I'm not. Okay? All I'm here to say is shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Our business not supposed to be in the street. If I did it with you, we did whatever we did behind closed door, in the car, in the park, wherever we did what we did. That's between us. And you go running your mouth, I'm going to act like I don't even know you. I'll be like, who? What? I don't know who you're talking about. You know what, Sebastian? You so funny. I ain't got time to deal with you tonight. You talk about, you talk about people exchange body fluids before they exchange his motions. And this I'm going to say to you respectfully, Sebastian, did you marry that one?
No.
No. Let Sebastian talk. Did you marry her? Are you going to marry her?
There's certain things that we're
No, Sebastian, let's go. Don't go do a circle. Let's come out the circle. Are you going to marry her?
We're in conversations.
You better stop the lies.
We're in conversations.
Stop the lies. Because I listened, Sebastian, and you said we are still very good friends. You didn't say that this.
We have different priorities in our lives, so that's why it's very. That's why it's a conversation.
Sebastian, stop the replay.
It's a conversation. We're still in conversations. We have different priorities in life.
Sebastian.
If y'all got different priorities, then you ain't talking about getting married. Then let me tell you something. You better know when you're serious.
No, hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute, Sebastian. I heard what you said, and you said what you said. You said there was one. You never said she was the one. Did you say y'all were best? Y'all still best friends? Okay. You didn't say that this is my best friend and we about to there, and then she's going to be the only and the final one. She's your first, Sebastian. She ain't the last, because if she was the one, no matter what priorities you have, because this is what men do. No matter what priorities you have, if she was the one, that chick would have a ring on her finger, because you would make sure as a man that no matter what, even where you're at now, that you would still get to the finish line and make sure that everything you want in life, y'all two would do that thing together and have what you have. Sebastian, stop.
No, you're forgetting something. I changed religions. So therefore, that's why there's a lot of differences in this situation. I changed religions. Oh, thank you, Emmanuel, for putting that. I changed religions. So that's why there's a difference thing in this whole situation. That's why I said we're in conversations. In the current religion, I am.
You okay, I got to get to Aces, but you and Emmanuel are connected on the foolery. And I still love you, Sebastian. Y'all connected on the foolery, right?
Because you didn't say that, Sebastian. What Diva said still stands. What you just said in that explanation was googly.
No, my religion comes first. My religion comes first.
Hold on 1 second, right? Because Emmanuel said Sebastian wasn't saved yet. Leave him alone. Ha ha ha. So Lori ain't saved that. Leave her alone. Ha 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 ha. Come on now. Let's
the shade, Diva, the shade.
I am here for it, sis.
Come on now. I'm just trying to tell you.
Go ahead, Diva.
We want to do the read.
Just shut it down, Sebastian.
Come on now. Come on. Aces, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I agree with everything you said. I think that you're absolutely right. Men are going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And this young man, unfortunately, to most of the world, and maybe even to himself, I feel like he is a non-factor. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because if he really truly valued himself, he wouldn't have tried to disparage Lori. Lori grew up, with a mother telling her constantly, "You are the prize." I remember seeing a clip of her mom saying it to her, and then Lori in turn says it to her friends at a party they were having. But she holds herself in high esteem. She holds herself in high value. All these people, these men out here talk about, I'm a high value man. No, it screams insecurity, right? Lori does what she wants, when she wants, how she wants. And she does have someone who values her. You could tell Damson Idris right now, the man that she's with right now. But yeah, this cornball, he's clout chasing and he was insecure, looking for a moment, and it just fell flat.
It fell flat. You better talk about it. Nikki, your thoughts?
Ooh, child. So I'm gonna start with Miss Felicia. I would like to say that my body count is still 2. Okay, I know we spoke about that some weeks ago. No, my only question is how. Okay, so let's just say this young man is all of what everybody's basically saying he is, which is thirsty and whatever else. I'm just trying to figure out if he's been interviewed, how did the interviewer or the host or whoever get this information to even ask him about this Miss Harvey lady? That was my only question, because I'm like, if you know that this person is coming and it's not random, unless he said it to them beforehand. So maybe that's what happened. So that was my only
No,
question.
what happened was he just asked him, who is your celebrity body count?
Oh,
I'm
okay. I got it.
paraphrasing it, but that's what the question was.
Got it. I did want to say this, though. I think Sebastian is a unicorn. I mean, he's just very different. And I love him for being who he is and standing in his truth. But I think, Sebastian, what people are trying to get at is like, intercourse is very personal. And for someone to go to the World Wide Web or wherever it is that this is posted and put out there without your knowledge or without your blessing, whatever they did with you, it feels very intrusive, and it feels very much like you really don't give about how this impacts this other person, which then in turn makes me look at you crazy. Because if you ever cared about this person or whatever the case may be, and you were intimate with them, then why are you talking about it? Like, I just feel like it's sort of like people who are beautiful don't need to tell the world that they're beautiful, right? People already know. So if you really, Mr. Whoever with the big ding dong, whatever the case may be, I promise you don't need to go. All the other men that people are like, oh, she's been with this many celebrity guys who are seemingly high profile celebrity guys, they still keep wanting her, and they're not out here talking about it. So how are you, who no one knows except I guess Sebastian and maybe a few thousand other people, how are you the only one that needs to go out there and talk about this young lady when she's been with all of these other seemingly wealthy, well-known, famous, whatever you want to call it, people? So it says something about who you are. Maybe he was drinking, maybe he was intoxicated, I don't know. So I want to give him a little bit of that, but I just feel like it's sort of like, before you judge me, you better be perfect, And so it's just kind of like, don't judge the young lady, especially if you're not perfect, and none of us are. So we can sit on this panel and say whatever. I'm not saying you can't, whatever, but that's a national platform, or seemingly, since it's now on Diva's show, something that lots of people have, are talking about. So you just don't want to be talked about that way. And then you could say whatever you want to say about yourself, Sebastian, but just look at it from this perspective. That young lady is someone's daughter, right? And it's probably going to be someone's mother. And regardless if she had sex with a million men, at some point, if you had a child, do you want someone to go on TV or go on whatever their platform is and disparage your child without her permission? You wouldn't want that. I feel very strongly you'd be like, well, maybe you should think about what you're going to say. I think that's what everybody's getting at. It's kind of like, it's not your place. But like you said, if he has had her or whatever, and that is what happened, then he does have the right, so to speak, to tell his truth. It's just, do you really need to do it so publicly and out loud? Because it's out there forever. That's it. That's all.
Thank you. In my opinion, did I come to you? My screen shifted.
Yeah, you came to me, Diva.
Okay, did I miss anybody?
I didn't go.
Okay, Denzel, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. First of all, what was up with that lollipop? And then second of all, you do not kiss and tell.
Come on now.
Okay, Diva, they need to come out with a book about rules about you don't kiss and tell and shut your mouth.
Come on now.
Okay, and so that it was none of our business. But what was between them two, between Lori and him, between them two, that was their business.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have just said, no comment. I don't want to talk about that. And then he want to talk about Sweetie's mother too. Like, come on, man. He's a straight up clown and he's trash. That's it. And that's all.
You said it. You gonna talk about her mom and how the dad came in your DM? Like you ridiculous. And everybody says, well, he was asked the question and you can respectfully decline. Let me tell you who
That's why it's called intimate moment.
Yeah. You know who I fell in love with? Raven Simone. She was on what's the guy's name? I forgot his podcast. He kept asking her about Bill Cosby. And she told him, like I said, I got nothing to say. He asked her about her previous relationships and was she ever with a male in the past, right? She said, I had a long time relationship with a male. He said, was he famous? She said, yeah. She said, what's his name? She said, I'm not telling her. I signed the NDA and so did he. Come on now. Yes, she does, Felicia. You better ask somebody. Raven knows how to interview.
That's an NDA. In this case, none of these situations were NDAs.
But the point is, though, what you're missing, Sebastian, is she ain't have no NDA with Bill Cosby, and he asked her the question about Bill Cosby 7 times over, and Howie Mandel, and she never answered it.
That was her choice.
Well, see, but you're still missing the point, Sebastian. There's some things, no matter what the interviewer asks you, don't fall in the booby trap. Don't fall in it.
Like Monique last week when they asked her about Will and Jada, Monique said that's none of my business and kept it moving.
Boom. None of my business. Just like I think it was Felicia said with Sherry Shepherd on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. Why are you falling into the trap? Why fall into the trap? So Raven Simone was with who she was with. But she said she got every last one of them because of her mama. They signed an NDA. And I would suggest to all of these celebrities, especially if I was a celebrity and if that's what I wanted to do, nobody would touch me unless you sign an NDA. I ain't got time for them to be run in the street running their mouth.
You don't have to be a celebrity now. Normally you need to have an NDA.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt if there's anyone on this panel or anyone in the chat or anybody who's going to listen later that hasn't had someone come out and make a statement, falsely accuse or claim that they have had some form of sexual intimacy with you that was either a lie, an exaggerated lie, a dream of theirs. And I'm going to stand on what I came up here and said the first time. I don't believe him. And I don't expect Lori to answer, because she doesn't want to give him any more space, any more energy.
I wouldn't answer either. And then, but see, and he took it to gutter low level by adding more to it and saying that they had it unprotected. He's gutter low.
Right. Gutter low. And I'm about protecting people in the terms of what your privacy is, it is. Mm-hmm. I've been here on this earth and in this neighborhood for some time, and there's a whole bunch of lying pieces of trash out there with let me not go into my own personal
You better say it, Felicia.
But, I'm somebody's wife and they're still talking about something I allegedly did when I was 17. He's a damn liar.
You better say that again.
I never did nothing with you other than say no thank you and keep it moving.
You talking the facts though, Felicia. You talking facts. I had to tell one off like saying I would blah blah blah. I said, dude, what? Darn near from 19 or whatever, 20 or whatever, I was with my son's father. What are you talking about? And when you running your mouth like that in the street, you being reckless.
Reckless.
With my name. And I won't have it.
And they get up into these spaces and these barbershops and on the corner, and you're dressed, you're going somewhere, and they're gonna claim what they did with you, that you done snuck over there, you was in their car. No, these are liars. And I'm talking to the folks in the back, because I believe you got a whole bunch of so-called men out here claiming what they did with who and when. And it's a lie.
That part.
And I don't believe this person that came up here and said it. I think this person knows that Lori is not going to get out here and trash herself in these streets defending herself. And just because you date someone doesn't mean you're engaging in any kind of sexual activity. And I know a lot of people who don't even date and engage in sexual activity. Okay? So it could go either way.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm grateful that I got a mixed bag of friends. Mixed bag. And guess what? I ain't got no judgment towards nobody, because listen, we got one judge and I ain't the judge. And you do what you do. You be safe. I love you. And I ain't here to judge you. So
Can I say one thing?
You can say one thing, but I need to move on to this last story. Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say to Sebastian, maybe this might give you a little bit of clarity. The first topic, we were talking about this guy, Jonathan Majors, and you were saying, don't believe victims. And, this is why we can't believe X, Y, and Z. And all I'm saying is, in this next case, you're basically saying, although we're saying he's being reckless with his mouth, and he's accusing this lady of doing X, Y, and Z with him, or he's saying he's been with her. We're saying that same thing. How do you know specifically that what this man is saying is true? And he gets to put it out there as if it's true. And it doesn't really matter if it is or isn't, because like I said before, people will believe a lie way before they believe the truth. And so you're assuming that everything he's saying is true because you keep saying, oh, well, if you don't want people to talk about you in that way, then maybe you shouldn't have that many bodies, so on and so forth. The thing is, it's not about whether or not you have so many bodies. There should just be a level of respect. And if we're going to wait and be able to say, don't believe these people and don't believe these other people, why is it that you want us to not believe this lady with Jonathan Majors or whatever? Why are you so hell-bent on not believing her?
Because there's
but you can believe
credible
this
evidence.
Man that doesn't really have any ties to this lady. He doesn't. That's all I'm saying. Just for a second, you can say all day long, I'm going to teach my child to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to teach them to be respectful of their bodies, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, once they become an adult, they are in charge of whatever their decisions are. And this is the thing. I'm not asking you whether or not you're going to teach your child to be a certain way. I'm saying to you, are you going to feel a certain way if someone goes out there for public consumption and maligns your child, whether she has 100 bodies or not? It doesn't matter, because like I said, people will still believe it. So although you've raised her well, it doesn't matter. Somebody can still, just like this man allegedly is doing, he can still go on the stage and malign her. I don't believe if that happened to you personally, or your mom or your sister, your auntie, whomever, and you know that not to be true, that you still would be like, well, somebody should have taught her that. When it's like, this man is just speaking out of the side of his mouth. How do we know what he's saying about her is true? And it just feels like you're nailing her to the cross, and you're giving him just all the length in the world. It's just like this long rope to just damage and assassinate this lady's character without any proof. That's it.
Ooh, all right. Let's move on. I gotta move on, y'all. I gotta move on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there, Sebastian. Thank you, everybody. Okay, let's move on to this last conversation. Tyrese, he always in the streets crying about something. Always, okay? Always in the streets. He's crying about something. He got something to say. But what I found interesting was his ex-wife now talking about that people wasn't in her ear. Are you a kid? You allow people to get in your ear about your marriage, and you leave your whole husband because somebody was in your ear? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Hold on one second. Be an adult if you're going to get married. This is her. Hold on.
Do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not that time.
Okay.
Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, this is what we do.
This is exclusive, baby. The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No. And that's the truth. I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember when I made the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. I'm an extremely emotional person, but I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. And so in those moments, you need somebody for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
This girl is supposed to be a life coach. Are you kidding me right now? A life coach. Somebody else got in her ear, and if they wasn't in her ear and this and that, let me see if I could bring up Tyrese respond, because you know this man right here, he off the chain. Hold on one second.
She may be saying that she was thinking about, no, if you had people in your ear when you left me, those same people are in your ear 3 years later because the fucking lawyers are still on my back every day. Go sell this shit to somebody else. Look at every interview I've done, from Sway in the Morning to the Breakfast Club to everything that I've been posting and everything that I've been saying. And if you don't like me, nigga, I don't like you. I don't need none of you women in my comments saying they like me. I don't care to be liked. I got my heart broke. I was married. I was with this woman for 5 years. I never cheated. I got more access to pussy than most niggas I know. I was a good man, a good husband, and very, very focused on my family and my children. And the $2,500 or $2,600 that I was giving Samantha, since she decided to, she may be saying that she was thinking about
him. There will always be a part of me that will love him because of like what we share together. And the child that I look at every day, like she looks like him, you know, she looks like us, yeah. And like, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That is something. Are you now in the spirit of potentially even being able to rekindle a relationship like?
Oh my gosh, you guys asked me this. Can we get an edit?
Is that a hard question?
It is. It's loaded because of the fact that there's been so much that's happened. You know, like there's been so much that's occurred. Okay. It's my daughter's father. So I would say this. I would say that if we were both going to show up and we were both going to fight for it equally and sacrifice equally for him,
I can't even do this with her. I can't do this with her. Leo, your thoughts?
Wow. So she thought the grass was greener on the other side. Instead of working out her marriage, now she done got to the other side.
Come on now.
That's great. So now she's wishing she should have done things differently. I really need to process it because I don't really understand. Look, the marriage between two people is their private business.
Come on
and
now.
Things go on that we don't know about. And we'll never be privy to. But what Tyrese shows us on the social medias, that Tyrese to me would be very difficult to partner with. But I don't think he's a trash human being.
Right.
Is he flawed? Is he a megalomaniac? Yeah, I think he's a megalomaniac. I really do believe he think everything everything starts and ends with him. But I don't think he's cruel and abusive or obtuse or someone you can't emotionally connect with. If you got room for all the feelings of Tyrese will let you all into the feelings if that's his partner, his woman. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe was she rash? She probably was. Now she ain't got the private jets and all the access to Hollywood things. She probably do feel away. She probably do. I remember when Nicole Murphy left Eddie Murphy, and maybe 2 or 3 years later, she talked about all the things she had gotten accustomed to. She had never, flown commercial.
What? I saw that.
Another year. You remember that, Diva? Yes. So
you know what else she said?
What
When
she
she
said?
went shopping in the stores, honey, it wasn't even the same no more.
Yep. It's a certain type of status that these women have gotten used to, and they start complaining about regular things as us regular women deal with our regular old men. But now you ready to bark, leave, you won't have, and all this other kind of stuff. Well, you had an actual situation where everybody was trained in this particular area to be together. Now you got to start fresh from the bottom up.
From the bottom up.
From the bottom up. So
she talking about now he already angry. He said he was a good husband.
Yep. And now he already mad.
He said he done. He
might have not been the creme of the creme. Like he may not have been a person that I would want to partner with, but girl, you might have messed. Your calculations might have been wrong, girl. Your calculations might have been wrong.
Who gonna get in you got to be very immature if somebody can get in your ear about your relationship. Is you a life coach? You want her coaching you? That title say under her name, life coach.
And you know what? And in her age group, what was we always taught? You don't never let your girlfriend tell you. Don't let these women tell you how to do what's going on with your man and your marriage, because half of them jealous anyway, and the other half haters. So I don't know about that. I mean, girl, if that was the case,
that part. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, Diva, I think you had a really good theme here tonight. You got the Lori Harvey piece, you got Jonathan Majors, and now you have Tyrese and his ex-wife. I think it's all about the choices we make and the consequences that come with those choices.
Come on now.
Mrs. What's her name? What's Tyrese's wife's name?
Samantha. Because he said all the time, Samantha.
Samantha is very common, don't you think? When we get to the other side, as Leo so beautifully said, now we're going to hold everybody else accountable. It's everybody else's fault why I made the decision I made. It's everybody else's fault why this piece didn't work out for me when I got here. Versus maybe taking that moment out to reflect how you got there, why you were unhappy, what you weren't getting, and how you're going to go about obtaining those things going forward. The only person I think that's going to really have a bad go here is the girlfriend. What's her name? Zelly, something like that. She's our darker complexion sister that, she stepped in on that mammy role, wiping his face and listening to his tears and holding up the camera while he did the video, crying about how he don't have no money. I'm embarrassed for him talking about some $2,500. Are you for real? $2,500 to her is like somebody coming here and giving me a 20. Are you real? Are you serious? But poor Zelly, she out. That's what those two pieces just told me. Because he certainly still loves his wife and she's still loving him, and she decided she wants him back and she knows she's going to get him back. And so Zelly, I hope you've been putting some money to the side. She's going to have to be going back to being an Instagram model and, going back to that life.
I cannot.
It's the truth. Good luck, girl. You're going to need it.
Oh my God. Thank you, Felicia. Raheem, you're right. They wanted her to be unhappy like them. You better talk. You better talk. Y'all better catch some of these old school gems. You don't be telling it. You don't consult with nobody about your relationship, especially your single friends who mad you over there with the Starbucks in your house, getting on your private jet, and your man loving you. And the second he do something wrong, they want to tell you, I would never put up with that. And they putting up with worse. I don't consult with nobody about my relationship. I consult with self. When I'm done, I'm done. I don't need nobody else to tell me I should be done. Savannah, you're up.
So first I wanted to answer Emmanuel's question in the chat. No, Emmanuel, women do not think that crying makes men weak. And it's obvious that these two people still hold lots of emotion for each other, because he's still angry that he went through this breakup with her, and people do not realize how important decisions are until they make the wrong ones. And the past is a lesson to learn from. Ooh. And she is learning from that. Mm-hmm. And how can you be a life coach?
Come on.
And it baffles me that you allowed who these people are. They can't be friends, because I'd be damned if my friends are in my ear telling me how my household or my relationship is. Because when they're gone, how are you going to tell me what's going on behind my closed doors in my relationship? And so Miss Samantha is going to have to live with her decisions, because I believe Tyrese is already in another relationship. And they're just going to have to learn how to co-parent, and because Tyrese is dealing with some emotional issues and in counseling, and we all have seen his stories of outbursts, and but he is owed some apologies, and he did love her, so she dropped the bag on that one. If he did say he was a good man and wasn't out there running the streets, and he did dote on her, and he was there for her, so she dropped the bag. So live with your decisions, Samantha, but she lost a good one.
Come on, Special K, you better bring Aretha Franklin into this. Okay, don't want nobody sitting around me and that man. Company is all right every once in a while. Come on now. Nikki, you're up.
Listen, go back to the fire station. Go back to the fire station. Listen, because I do understand what you guys, I understand the sentiment of what you guys are saying. However, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. And this is why. I do think it's wise to consult other people sometimes about your relationship. And here's why. Not everybody grows up in a home where they see a healthy mom and a healthy dad, or married, their parents are married and yada, yada, yada. Not everybody grows up in that great environment. Oftentimes people grow up in very toxic families, and therefore they do what they see, so they gravitate. So your mama getting beat up, so now you with some dude talking to you crazy or beating you up. So to me, if you look at the people around you, perhaps sometimes those examples aren't the best. And you may not know that until you get out of that environment, out into the world. And therefore, if you do find someone who does have a great relationship with whomever or whatever, I don't think it's anything wrong with saying, hey, listen, I'm struggling with this, or my husband's done that, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying give all your intimate details to the quote unquote friends or whatever, because I do think that you do have to keep people at bay on some level. However, I do think that there's a space for saying, I don't know everything. And maybe if I talk to somebody that maybe has a little more experience in this area, maybe I'm not necessarily going to take their advice, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to think about it, or they may be able to provide me with a perspective that I didn't think about. However, this young lady, I don't think there's anything wrong with if she said, I was listening to some other people. I just feel like all of us at some point have listened to somebody and made a bad decision based on whatever they listened to, which is why I don't give people advice, because I don't need you to talk about what Nikki said. Da, 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 da. No, I didn't. I just sat there and listened to you. So, but I don't think she's wrong. And I think it's honest to say, I listened to some people, I made a mistake, and now I'm over here and I'm not living the life or whatever the case may be, that I, was living, and now I want back at it. Maybe that's her life lesson. And I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I can't feel sorry for Mr. Tyrese. And I listen, I still love his music or whatever, but he's, to me, the epitome of, like, he's always saying something negative. At least that's my experience of the news that I always hear about him. He's always saying something negative about Black women, about this, that, and the third. And it's like, sir, if we're going to sit over here and talk about this lady, then we got to talk about all the crying that you do on YouTube and whatever else on all the platforms that you constantly do. You're constantly pointing the finger at someone else. And now it's like, oh, well, she's pointing the finger at him, but he does that on a daily basis. So I don't feel bad for him. And like he said, he gets more pee than a little bit. Then why are you worried about her? If you getting it, like you said, like more than most of your friends that you know, or dudes that you know, then you don't need to get on the platform and talk about how you can go get it. Why are you even talking about her at all? Like, if you was this good guy, then go be the good guy. That's it.
Nikki, no, what he said, Nikki, is that he had access.
Oh, okay.
He never cheated on her. Okay. He said, I got a lot of access to it, and I never cheated on her. He said, I was a good husband. So here's the thing, though, right? But I'm talking old folk talk here, right?
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother used to always say, married people talk to married people.
I agree.
Single people talk to single people. If you a married person wanting to get advice from a single person, then you must want to be single. I never forget my grandmother said that. So
I think that's valuable.
My thing is that usually when you have couples, they will tell you how to be a couple. But if you got your single people or girlfriends or single even mother in your ear, it ain't.
Let me be clear. I understand. That's why I said at the beginning, like, I understand the sentiment of what you're saying. Ideally, you shouldn't have a whole bunch of people in your household or in your marriage relationship or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, I do think there's room to say there are people, like, I don't have my mom here anymore with me, right? And I'm married, been married almost 18 years now. And it's sort of like there are things at this point in my life where I'm like, man, I wish I could call my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by, and she could tell me 100 different things that I might not agree with, but she might give me that one nugget, is all I'm saying, of something that makes sense or provides clarity. I'm not necessarily saying this young lady is right or wrong, because I don't know her, but I do know Tyrese. And he is just problematic to me. But there's a little bit of merit in what he's saying, which is like, I didn't do, I'm heartbroken and I don't need y'all coming over here saying X, Y, and Z. I get that 100%. But do you know how many women are walking around here heartbroken, got 3 different baby daddies, and nobody want to pay them child support? It's like, bye. Nobody cares. I don't care. But anyway, that's me.
Thank you. Dustin, you're up. Dustin, are you there?
Did Dustin leave? I guess I talked to him.
He's off mute. Go ahead, Dustin.
I was going to say that I didn't have anything to say on this topic, but you guys can have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Dustin. Thank you.
Bye, Dustin.
Sebastian, you're up.
This topic, and this situation, Samantha she's very intelligent. She really is. And she follows people that I follow for advice and etc. on social media, like Patrick Bet-David, Sadia Khan, who's a great psychologist, especially on couples and healing traumatic relationships in the past. But yet she follows them, she duets them, but she doesn't take their advice. There's one thing Patrick Bet-David said, and I quote in verbatim. He said this: I told my wife, when we fight, you're going to go to your friends. Who are they going to defend? You. I'm going to go to my friends. Who are they going to defend? You. So therefore, your friends are not the ones that you should be going to when there's a fight in the relationship. Samantha, this is the problem. The friends in marriages are, they're a no. because they may not even be married in the first place. They may not even had a marriage in the first place. They're just too much. The only person who can repair your marriage is you and that person.
Uh-huh.
Those are the only two people who can give you the good advice for that marriage. And you guys built it together. And sometimes there will be cracks, there will be storms, there will be a whole bunch of things in that marriage. But you are the ones who have to hold it together. Now you regret this whole divorce thing. Well, too bad. Too bad. It's a little too late now. Zelly's with him, but Felicia is kind of right. Zelly may need to start packing her bags. Zelly probably does need to start packing her bags. But yes, a marriage, it's you and I. It is not you and I and my friends are included as well, and I will give them conversations about our marriage and etc. No. And the friends are even worse. I'm not getting involved in someone else's marriage, because one thing I do know is two people who are married will probably do go back to each other when they're fighting. I'm not getting involved in that. If someone came to me, and I do have friends who are married, if someone came to me, well, none of them have come to me about this, but if someone did, I would turn them away because I could care less. Go get a marriage counselor. They are definitely licensed to do these type of things. And people keep saying she's a life coach. I don't really see that. I really don't see. I don't see where she's a life coach. I know she's a social worker. I didn't know she was a life coach either. I would not get involved.
The title in that video, it said life coach.
Oh, that title. Oh, okay. But yeah, this is definitely problematic. It's a little too late now, but things can always change, because Zelly may need to start packing the bags, and we've been seeing Zelly out in these streets with Tyrese for a while now. And Miss Felicia's right; she probably was the one holding that phone for him. This is insane. This is insane.
Zelly's in love, but he still has a lot of healing to do. A lot.
Well, that's the thing. She's the rebound.
Yeah, she is.
Rebounds don't make it.
Yeah,
in the long run.
I'm feeling for Zelly, but I gotta move on. Ace, what are your thoughts?
He's a complicated man, and no one understands him but his woman. Chef, who just passed away, by the way. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, Richard Roundtree. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but he's one of my favorite actors. Huh?
I did not know that.
Yes, he just passed away. So rest in power. But Tyrese, this whole situation is complicated. I feel like he's complicated, It is unfortunate. I feel like, I agree with the panel that his girlfriend is probably looking at the door, he's going to find some excuse or whatever to kind of get rid of her now that his ex, she wants that old thing back. So, and Tyrese wouldn't be this passionate and upset if he wasn't still having, strong feelings for her. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm looking forward to the update.
Yes. In my opinion, your thoughts?
All she did was made it easy for that clean-up woman. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Here's the thing: when you're in a marriage, you better know it's a sprint, not a race, okay? And you're gonna have your times when you're gonna go through a storm, and you're gonna have your times when y'all good and good.
Come on now, talk.
But you better know you can't tell your family, your friends, nothing, because they always remember all the bad, and they're gonna forget all the good. So if you want your relationship, your marriage, whatever it is, you keep people out of your business, because the only part that they're gonna ever remember, and I'm telling you this from experience, is those bad times when you struggled, when you went through your lows. They not gonna remember the times when this man held you up, or the times that he done took you out and winded down you, the times that you didn't have to struggle, the times that he done picked you up when you were falling down and couldn't get up. Ooh. They ain't gonna remember when you were sitting in that bed and couldn't get out of there, but they gonna remember that time when he cussed you out, or the time that he threw something across the room, or the time he hollered at you and made you cry. They gonna remember all that, but those good times is gonna disappear. So you better, if you want to keep your marriage strong, safe, and intact, you better keep it between you and your man.
Woo!
Amen.
And you better speak with integrity in your marriage, okay? Don't you go in and say, I can't do this no more. Because as soon as you throw in the towel, you telling your partner, I'm through. I ain't got nothing left. And when you tell them that, they gonna believe it. So you better speak power into it. You better pray over your marriage, because it is a sprint, not a race. It's not gonna be every day it's gonna be sunshine. You're gonna need to water it. That love gonna have to grow like a flower. It's gonna need water. It's gonna need sunshine. It's gonna need everything.
Amen.
Come on, amen. You done spoke in my opinion. Denzel, your thoughts?
It's a hot mess. You know, she talking about, first of all, why she's just speaking about this now, and her so-called friends telling her that, and she's a life coach. Huh. She's a life coach. Okay. Well, it don't look like it, because if that was the case, she wouldn't be in this mess right now. So, she probably, my opinion, I don't think she really loved him.
That's
allegedly.
he made a whole song about it. That's what he said.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said she never loved me. Yeah,
See?
he went off about this whole marriage. He's heartbroken. He said
He-
she broke my heart.
That's messed up. And you know what? My personal opinion, allegedly, I think she just loved him for his money. And now, you know, you there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's a fool. She loved him, and now she missed that money. She missed that luxury lifestyle, and she did what she did, and she got what she got, and she made that bet. She got a lot in it, so that's her fault. And I agree what he said, and she's trash. That's it, and that's all. Diva, love you. Diva, I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night.
You also hold on, guys. Y'all know I just need 2 minutes. That's all I need. Hold on right here 1 second. We going in with our good story and then say goodnight. Hold on 1 second here. Let's play this.
Have a good night.
All right. Isn't that fabulous, Felicia? I knew you would love that one. Your kids gotta be loved and protected, okay? It's a great story. We're in there. I'm about to hit overtime. I can't even go back around the room again. But when you got determination, anything can happen. That boy was determined. He walked 2 hours. He didn't make an excuse. Grandpa, a car was broken down. He walked. And that walk got him a nice scholarship at college, 4 years. I hope they do an update on that boy when he graduates from high school and get ready to go to college. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Apologies required. Whatever that guy is, apologize to Lori Harvey. Samantha, apologize to Tyrese. I don't know. I'm going to tread lightly on this one. Whatever this girl name is, I'm going to say you may owe Jonathan an apology. You might. I don't know. But listen, guys, thanks for being here. If y'all didn't hit that like button coming in, hit the like button going out. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow night for Wednesday night trending topics. I hope you had a good time, because I had a good time with y'all. Good night and goodbye. See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Right.